was the song we all loved back in the 70s. If you were around in the 70s, Stairway to Heaven, Led Zeppelin. You're listening to WHFH 88.5 FM Flossmoor, and we've got some fun coming your way right now. We have a special guest with us on the air who is here to promote a big concert coming up not this weekend. Well, would it be this weekend? No, not this weekend. It would be next weekend on July 7th, just after the 4th of July. And get this, he's an HF grad, and he is on the line with us right now. Please welcome HF grad from 2002, Christopher McBride. How you doing today, Chris?
Hey, what's going on, everybody? I'm doing well, Mark. How are you?
I'm doing great. Well, it sounds like you've got some great plans for us coming up this weekend, and we'll talk about that here on July 7th in just a little bit. But let's first just kind of get into your story. An HF grad, you were here, graduated in 2002 from Homewood Flossmoor High School. Tell us what happened here at HF? What were you part of that made your career get started?
Well, I mean, I was doing music when I got to HF. I was coming out of Parker Junior High School, mm-hmm. and I had made the top jazz band as a freshman. I had been playing saxophone for 4 years, and I made the top jazz band as a freshman. And so then I got to go overseas, and that's what I really feel like that overseas trip. I kind of saw that I could be a full-time musician. I met a couple full-time musicians when I was out in the middle of Piccadilly Square in London, Piccadilly Circus. I think it's Square. I'm pretty sure it's Square. But I was out there in London and met a bunch of musicians. I was like, I could be doing this full time, and that's when I really got serious about it. After around my sophomore year of school.
Well,
when I say serious, I guess I mean just spending more time practicing, really researching and all that stuff.
So when did they get serious for it?
I would say probably. I mean, high school. I finished that and I think it started to get serious. My fourth year of school, I spent 5 years doing my education degree at Northern Illinois. So 4 years, my fourth year of school, it started getting serious. I started working full time, not full time, but I started working as a professional musician. Where I was working at this club that has since closed called the Velvet Lounge in Chicago. I was in Northern Illinois doing my music ed degree, and I had a growth spurt musically. I started really understanding some concepts, and I started to really develop my playing. And in 2007, I started working with this drummer Isaiah Spencer, and in Chicago, and I was going to school at Northern, and then I was driving to Chicago to play sets on Sunday nights at this club called the Velvet Lounge, and then I started working around town, and 2007 I say that's when I started being like a professional musician in the Chicago area.
Wow. And that's when the real stuff started. Talk to me about the group here, Christopher McBride and the Whole Proof.
Yes. I moved to New York in 2013, and that's when I came up with that name. The Proof being like an experiment. I love Robert Glasper's Experiment, and for a while my group was a quintet, but I was like, man, sometimes it might be a quartet. Sometimes I might want 8 people on stage. Sometimes, I might have an orchestra up there. So I just needed something that I felt like was, it wouldn't be a set number. It could be a small group, it could be a big band, but a group of individuals. So I just went with the Whole Proof, and that's how I came up with the name.
Now, obviously, one of the big highlights of your career happened when you won a Grammy Award. Can you talk to us about that's got to be an amazing feeling?
No doubt. It was an incredible experience. Found out we were nominated with Stephen Feisty and Dejan Watson for their project, which was the Generation Gap Jazz Orchestra. That whole project we did. As a matter of fact, I'm talking to you from my room and from my space in Harlem, and I did that record in this space.
Oh, wow.
I recorded it. I had to turn off the air conditioning. It was summertime. It was hot. This time last year, I was sitting in my room, and I recorded that out. I recorded this record. But this is my workspace, and like I said, that time I recorded that record around this time last year. We found out it got nominated in November, but that project we were all remote. Nobody, because
Right.
it was still during COVID. Nobody was really heading out like that, so it was all remote.
That's crazy.
I want to say I think I recorded that in 2021. Yeah. 2021, so it was still, pretty remote. Nobody was doing stuff in studio yet.
Wow. And then somebody just takes it all and puts it all together.
Exactly.
That's amazing.
That whole record was done remote.
Wow. So that's obviously opened up some doors for you too, I bet. So what now? What are we up to these days?
Well, like I said, my record came out, so I'm in the middle of celebrating that. Just had a very successful CD release in New York. It was about 150 folks came out and supported the project. It was great. We had a good time. I did it outdoors. I wanted to do something that wasn't necessarily in a club in an inside space, so I thought it would be cool to do outdoors with partnerships with the Soapbox Presents and the National Jazz Museum of Harlem. So it was a little scary because it looked like rain. We didn't have an indoor location, but it turned out it worked out. So
that's great.
Yeah, we had a nice showing of folks.
Well, I mean, people listening here around the Homewood Flossmoor area obviously got to be proud. Talk to us. What's the feelings? Hey, you start in high school as just a dream, and you've met your dream. How does it feel?
I mean, it's definitely been one of my goals. The dream is being updated. I mean, when I was in high school, I just wanted to teach music. And I went to Northern to be an educator. Then at some point, I started playing more, and it was like, man, it'd be nice to get my name around Chicago, and then, that started happening, and, now I live in New York. I was like, man, it'd be nice to get my name around New York, and that started happening, and, I put in my 10-year plans a year ago that I wanted to win a Grammy, and I won one this year. So, I gotta, it's like, it's constantly being updated. I'm excited to see, how what my greatness can be. It's a work in progress. I'm grateful that the 65th Grammy Awards in history. It's like I understand that I've etched a space there, and that's an incredible feat. I'm looking forward to seeing what's next. I want to be good at my job. I love music. I've loved it since I was 1 year old. I've been in love with music, and I just want to be really good at my job. One of the best, people at my profession, and so that's always my ultimate goal. And I'm excited to see what's next. I'm on pins and needles just like you, Mark.
Well, we kind of know what is next, as you've got a big gig coming up here on July 7th. Talk to us about coming back home to play.
Man, I love Chicago. I love Chicago. I love history. The history of New York kind of drove me there. But, I mean, Chicago has such a rich jazz history, too. I just did the ribbon cutting I was playing with a group, and we did the ribbon cutting of the Louis Armstrong Center that opened out here. And Louis Armstrong had such a profound impact on Chicago, I mean, playing those famed Southside clubs, to be a part of Chicago history as well, playing the Velvet Lounge and playing the Jazz Fest in 2013. It's important to me too, man. I love Chicago. Chicago will always be my hometown. Homewood will always be where I started to really develop the love for the music, or not develop, but at least on the saxophone, and develop jazz. That's what 13. When I was living in Homewood is where I really discovered like jazz, straight ahead jazz. And I was just like, man, I love this music, and so my passion for the music really started there. So it's incredible to come home, and always incredible to come home. I'm excited to come home and play with some newer cats on the scene and a couple of old friends on the scene, and these are incredible musicians as well. They just happen to live in Chicago. I was making, people talk to me about old records that I made. Or older records I made with a great trumpeter, Marquise Hill, and I made those records in Chicago. So it's like even some of my New York work is being celebrated. Just like my Chicago work is also being celebrated in culture, and so I'm just grateful to have that space. Chicago has put individualism on my sound. I sound unique. I sound like myself. And on the East Coast, because I carry home with me all the time. Everybody on the New York scene, I'm a Bulls fan. It's like Chicago first,
Cubs or White Sox?
Huh?
Cubs or White Sox?
Come on, man. We on the South Side. It's White Sox. All day. I don't even talk about the Cubs.
Uh-oh.
You can't be. I mean. Chicago, Chicago, all of that, but man, it's White Sox.
Oh, that's great. WHFH, we're talking to HF Grad 2002 and Grammy Award winner Christopher McBride. Hey, July 7th is the concert. It's at the Promontory here on the South Side from 6 to 9 p.m. What can we expect if we attend this concert?
Well, you can expect some comedy. I got a comedian opening up the show. This cat Binky, he works with Hannibal Burris, and he's going to be opening up the show. You can expect special guests. As a matter of fact, I'm making an announcement today. Megan McNeil will be one of the special guests for the show. She's an incredible vocalist. She's been on The Voice, and also viral for some singing that she did out here in Chicago. And she's an incredible artist. Went to Evergreen Park, and then has been tearing up the Chicago city. So she's going to be one of the special guests, and I also have a DJ. DJ Cliff will be in the building and be spinning some records. Something nice to chill. Like I said, it's family friendly, so I want to make sure that, you can bring the little ones if you want. It's going to be great. $25 tickets and $150 for a table of 6. So, it's great for a ladies' night, great for girls' night with the guys, date night. We're going to have a good time.
How can we get tickets?
You can get tickets if you check my social media, CR McBride Music, but also tickets are available at the Promontory. If you'll see the event on their events page, and you could get tickets there. But all my social media, saxophonist Christopher McBride on Facebook, CR McBride Music on Twitter and Instagram, and I've made posts, and you can click a ticket link. Or my website. You can also click there on my website, which is crmcbridemusic.com.
Incredible. Again, July 7th from 6 to 9 p.m. at the Promontory on the South Side. You can listen to Christopher McBride, HF Grad from 2002 and Grammy Award winner. Well, Chris, we can't thank you enough for coming on the show with us today and talking to us. Wish you the best of luck. You got to be looking forward to this concert, and we are too.
I appreciate it. Hope to see everybody out. Tell 100 of your closest friends. We'll see you there.
All right. Well, thank you so much. And we're going to actually go into a song from Christopher McBride called Lady D off of his album. And we'll end with that. But again, Chris, thanks so much. Best of luck to you. And knock it out of the park in Chicago.
Appreciate it. Thank you so much, Mark.
All right. Here he is, Lady D, Christopher McBride on WHFH 88.5 FM. Maybe. You there? Awesome. Okay. Hey, that was cool. All right. Did they let you? That's great. That's great. Well, hey, give me an email link. We recorded the show. I can send it to you too if you want. Right, CR. I will get this sent out to you today, and we'll get it into the rotation and played a couple of times the next week as well. All right. Well, hey, best of luck, and again, thanks so much for coming on. Eddie's waving hi, goodbye to you as well. I will. All right. All right. Thanks so much. All right. Bye. He said, "What's up?"
Thanks for that.
Hey, no problem. He's a good, sounds like a good dude.
Yeah, he is. You gonna pick up the checks and leave me bring you anything back?
I don't think so, unless you're stopping at a pizza joint or something.
I'm
just kidding. No, I'm good. I'm good. Yeah, just give me a holler if mine's in there. I'll come down and get you.
I'm ready now.
Okay.
So thanks.
All right, thanks so much. Oh, that's cool.